Okay, this is my WWE Raw 6/28 of 2011 review. The show started out with Shawn Michaels doing his plug for his TV show, which was interrupted by the Nexus with CM Punk. I gave this a C plus. I loved Punk and HBK's interaction with each other, and the whole thing with Shawn Michaels kicking McGillicuddy and Otunga in the face was priceless. Okay, the first match of the night was CM Punk against Kane. I gave it a C because I thought the match was going good until CM Punk just walked out of the show. The second match was Sin Cara and Evan Bourne. I gave this a A- because it was built up a lot going into this because of the way the voting went down in the Power of the People episode last week. They built this up as a payback to the fans for screwing up the voting last week, and it didn't really come off very good to me. The next segment was Booker T and Kofi Kingston and Vicky Guerrero. I gave it a C- just because I love the way Booker and Kofi got one over on Vicky the way they did. The next match was Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler. I gave it a D plus because the match was actually pretty good. It's just that I didn't really like the fact that they've done this match at least a dozen times in the last couple months. It's getting kind of boring and redundant. The next segment was Booker T and Maurice and Alberto Del Rio. I gave it a D because I really liked Maurice and Booker's interaction, but the chemistry between Del Rio and Maurice really wasn't that great. The next match was Del Rio and Big Show in the cage. I gave it an A because I thought the match was good, and I liked the way Mark Henry just ripped the door off the cage, even though we've seen so many guys do that in the past. It was still good, but yeah, and also the way Del Rio won the match I thought was great. The next match was Kelly Kelly and Nikki. I gave it a D plus because I think they worked hard, but Kelly and Nikki and all the other divas that they push, they really need to work on their wrestling a little more before they actually start pushing them. Like they leave Gil Kim and Beth Phoenix and people and girls like that. They leave them for superstars, and then they put divas like Kelly, Nikki, and Lee on Raw. I like all three of them, but seriously. The next segment was Booker T, Rey Mysterio, DDP, and Drew McIntyre and Shawn Michaels backstage. I gave it a D plus because I like the shock factor of seeing DDP and Way and Shawn all in the same segment with Drew McIntyre. I just wish it would have lasted. It could have lasted a couple more seconds. The next match was Alex Riley and Rey Mysterio versus Jack Swagger and The Miz. The Tornado Tag Match. This was one of the best. This is probably the best match of the night, and I gave it what it deserved. An A+ out of every match that was, every actual match that was on the show. I think it did the best. Told a good story, and it also made me get excited for the first time in a while about a match on Raw. The next segment was Booker T and R-Truth backstage. I gave it an A because I just love R-Truth's whole gimmick he has going out. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that he still hasn't had the WWE title yet. The last match of the show was the main event of the show was R-Truth and Cena. I gave it a C+ because it didn't really do for me what I thought the main event should have done, and that was get your blood pumping for the next show. But it was saved by the last segment of the show, which the whole show was saved by the last segment of the show, which I gave an A+ with CM Punk and John Cena. CM Punk's promo on Cena and the whole WWE. I gave it an A+ because CM Punk just went off on the entire WWE, from the superstars to the management, to the McMahon family. He told the whole world what each and every one of the wrestling fans that watched the show from years and years back. He told the whole world what we thought about Cena and the McMahon family at this time. So that saved the whole show for me. The overall grade for the show was a B- because between the only three high spots for me were the Tornado Tag Match with Riley, Mysterio, and Swagger. Riley and Mysterio versus Swagger and Miz, and the beginning segment with Shawn Michaels and the Nexus in the end, and the ending segment with CM Punk and Cena. It really wasn't enough to really do anything except a B- in my book.